Hello YouTubers, Max18363 here, and this is part 2 of F.E.A.R Extraction Point, my narrated playthrough. If you recall, in the previous level, Fatal is somehow still alive. Clone soldiers have been reactivated. The Point Man has survived yet another helicopter crash. I think if you count the original F.E.A.R, let me just try and do a little recap in my head. I think that's like his third. I think it's his second helicopter crash, but it's the third time that he's had incidences with helicopters. Of course, he touched down in Armacan headquarters on the roof, and his two teammates get shot before they even get out of the helicopter. Then when he touches down in Auburn with Holiday and Jins or something like that, they get shot down. And then of course there's the climatic finale to F.E.A.R. He gets picked up. You see that in the opening cinematic of this game, he gets picked up. And they crash again! What is it with the Point Man and helicopters? Interesting to see how the relationship between the Point Man and Paxton F.E.A.R develops actually, because it seems that that's going to be quite a heavy kind of thing in the upcoming F.E.A.R 3. A lot of the trailers that I've seen suggest that, as far as I understand, it's supposed to be almost a bit kind of co-op-y, you might say, as the Point Man and Paxton F.E.A.R sort of work together. To accomplish what? I haven't really established that yet. I guess we'll find out when we play the game. But it's kind of ironic that they might be working together, considering at the end of F.E.A.R we stuck a bullet in his head. But of course, as we see here in Extraction Point, at the end of that last level, he was still alive. And he's like the telepathic commander for all these clone soldiers. It was felt by taking F.E.A.R out, the link to the super soldiers would be cut, and they would shut down, which they sort of did for a while. You see that as you're working your way from building that we crash into. You see some clone soldiers just kind of standing around in the streets. They're just kind of all shut down, deactivated, and then Fatal's somehow, I don't know, somehow still alive, and all the clones are reactivated again. Of course, this all happened in a church as well, which I've found kind of rather interesting. At the moment we're kind of underneath the church, rather extensive cellar type thing that they have going on here. other things, these green canisters that are dotted around the level. This is kind of another sort of, I suppose you could call it a new addition to Extraction Point that's been inserted. I suppose a slight variation in fuel barrels, I suppose. And I'm not too keen on them, to be honest, because they're a bit unpredictable. I mean, once they're shot at and they obviously take a few seconds to detonate, but they can kind of start, excuse me, they can start scooting about, and they're a little unpredictable, their patterns. So you're never quite sure where they're going to go. I suppose that adds another layer to the combat, I suppose. I was a bit tentative here because I knew there was one still left, and I was a bit kind of, oh, where is he, where is he? He's just round the corner though. I get him. So I believe Max Payne kind of had a similar thing with sort of explosive canisters that were also a bit kind of unpredictable. You were never quite sure where they were going to go. That's kind of what they reminds me of a little bit, actually. So I'm not really sure if they're a good addition or a bad addition, but they're there. You probably also saw earlier that we can now bash open doors with our melee attacks if we want to. Wouldn't exactly call that revolutionising revolutionising even the game, but it's another little tweak that we have available to us now, if we want to go for a more dynamic entry. It's a nice gesture, kinda useless, but it's there. Extraction Point also has a few moments like that littered in there. See, that door was not there the first time round. That was a little trick. I can assure you with absolute certainty that door was not there.
She saw, I don't know what, in the shadows and went over to investigate.
You have to go and investigate that other door and trigger off that kind of weird scene, and then that door just miraculously appears out of nowhere. But as for what was going on there, well, to be honest, I don't really know. It is possible to move a bit closer to that kind of bright thing that was in the middle, but I was backpedaling away as quickly as I could. I was going nowhere near whatever the hell it was. Frankly, because I was just too freaked out, I was like, right then. And that little radio transmission there, it's kind of difficult to make out what the guy was saying, but he's basically just saying that Jin, the lovely female sidekick, is missing. went over to investigate something and got captured by replica soldiers. That's kind of what was going on there. And don't ask me why the screen went blank there, I don't really know, to be honest. It was kind of weird. Now this next space we're about to fight in, the office area, is one of my kind of favourite spaces to fight in the early stages of this game, but I'm going to make you wait until the next part to see how that kind of properly pans out, just because I can. But it's a pretty cool little fight. So till the next time, behave yourself.